Hey there everyone, this is LifeRake. Welcome back to my playthrough of Etrian Odyssey 2. Today we are going to get started on quest, which I may have already accepted. Nope, I haven't accepted them yet. It's sleep tonight. Well, whatever, sleep the next morning. Same thing. And let us do a bunch of quests that we got from reaching the 9th floor, which would be these three. Long way down toward a cozier inn and specimen collection. Long way down is essentially we have to kill 3 things and we get a B spell, which is awesome. Yes. And then there's toward a cozier inn, which is collect shop materials for a renovation for the inn, so it's not that hard. We'll collect it too. And then there's specimen collection, which is going to be the primary focus of this episode. So the request is addressed to you from the start. It's from the doctor of the hospital. He left a note. Central Lagarde, meet at 8 p.m. And thus our adventure starts. Let's start by going over to the inn and seeing what they want. Hello there, lady. What do you want? Yes. Of course. Of course, the labyrinth has many good things. As here's the list of what we're looking for. 3 red roots and 2 hardwoods. Chop stuff. I think you can get them all from the 10th floor. No problem, right? Actually, you can get that on the 6th floor. No, 7th. 7th floor, so don't worry too much about this quest. This quest is super easy, and I'm glad they put this here. The reward isn't super worth it, but it's always good. And the assistant's gonna meet us at 8 p.m. So that means we have time to burn. So let's go over to the forest entrance and go ahead and get this, this quest done. And this is going to feature one of 3 long words. As soon as you enter, the moment you step forward or turn any direction, this prompt appears. As soon as you enter the floor, you hear a distant roar of monsters. You go up remembering the quest you accepted at the bar. Those monsters are heading for the labyrinth entrance, and you must stop them. The clients believe they are still on a higher floor, but they must be on their way down. Their descent through the labyrinth will lead them inexorably to Lagarde, long word number 1 of this episode. There isn't a moment to waste. Ready your weapons and defeat them at once. And thus we will, but I'm going to use the same strategy for all of them. So, go back and forth between this little area, and they'll never make it to the stairs. You always have to go through through you, yes. And these specters are surprisingly easy, but only because of the strategy I use against them. They do have a buttload of attack and a boatload of health. So what I do is I just terrify them and suicide them while all my other characters regular attack, and they typically don't be, and they're typically not an issue. This goes the same with a PDRHN team, which I'm using on the side. I believe I mentioned this during the Fire Plume episode, but I started my game over with PDRHN. No, PDRHM. And it's essentially, it's an entirely different team, and it's been working well for me so far, and I'm going to be playing along with that game as well as doing this at the same time. So in the morning on my DS, I'll play EO2, and then in the afternoon, when I come and do this for an episode, I'll know exactly what's coming up. So, heads up, that's why things are the same and stuff. I'm going to be using the same strategy against these specters, so see you in a bit. Alright, that's the last one, and we, of course, none of them drop anything. Good to know. And your mighty blow has felled the monsters. The absence of intruders, a welcome silence can be felt throughout the floor. Through your quick work, you have prevented the encroaching, which is approaching, but with an E, threat from reaching Lagarde. You may report back to the bar at any time. Man, there's just too many long words in this episode for its own good. If you want to include encroaching, that's like 4 long words in just this episode. All too easy for the Zarian Guild. Oh yes, it was super easy. It's good for nothing. Guard Corps is worse than useless. Oh no, don't tell them that. That'll give them no hope. Even keep them around if they can't protect the city. Still, thanks to you, we're safe. And here's the reward. Get a B spell. B spell increases encounter rate. It's awesome. So, let's go over to the inn. Let's go to nighttime, since we're going to need to wait till 8 p.m. in order to meet the assistant. One of my favorite characters in the game is the hospital assistant. And we're gonna meet her soon, but first we have another quest to be working on and to kill 2 hours with. So let's go over here and get our gather team, which is completely different than the gather team I have in my DS version. I made a gather team using my other game, in my DS game. I made a beast survivalist team, and I love it. All the beasts have max fetch and so on and so forth, and I love it. It's not too much different than this one though, so it's like whatever. So let's go over to the second one. Make sure you have a warp wire on you, otherwise you did this for naught. Hold on, I'm just gonna see you guys at the chop point. Alright. Hardwood number 1, red root number 1, red root number 2, hardwood number 2. We need 1 more red root. So come in here and meet my favorite character one of my favorite characters in the game. Actually, she is my favorite character in the game. Meet Dr. Stile's assistant. You must be the explorers of Dr. Stiles. Yes, Dr. Stiles is his name. The name of the actual doctor you meet in the hospital. What was talking about? I'm one of his assistants. He asked me to help you out on this quest. You're the ones who documented Great Bark Disease. Yes, we are. Oh, sorry, it's the name of the malady affecting trees withering in the labyrinth. We reported your findings to the Northern Academy. Unfortunately, they refused to accept our research, even with plenty of documentation. They've told us further study is needed, but if we wait, the disease will spread. We'll have to go to the labyrinth and pinpoint the reasons for the phenomenon. If possible, we will need to take a sample to convince those hard-headed doctors. We're headed to the south of the 9th floor. It's spreading there. We might find a clue. I'll be tagging along, so lead the way. Alright, so make your way all the way over here, and your team will panic and step back and bump back into the doctor's assistant, and she's gonna be like, "Whoa there, warn me when you're about to do that." It appears the doctor's assistant sensed no danger. She seemed to have a nasty collision with the retreating Jason. You apologize to her while keeping an eye on your surroundings. You stand for some time, but all you hear now is the soft falling of leaves. As you inspect the trees nearby more closely, you realize that they are in a withered state. What's this strange liquid? And the scratch, too. You notice she's investigating the very place where you felt the strange presence. You step closer, seeing that she's using tools from her bag to scrape off the liquid. Several other trees are coated with the liquid, and you can see a pair of scratches on them. The marks in the liquid must be related to the disease. But what's the presence? Well, don't just stand there. I have the sample we came for. Let's go. The assistant stores it in a bag and prepares to return to the guard. I have medical training. If anyone falls on the way home, I know what to do. As a doctor's assistant, I'll do whatever is necessary to tend to any wounds you receive. But that probably means we have to go back and get another sample, so be careful on your way back. Oh, and, yeah, she forgot her warp wire, which is the worst thing any explorer can do. After I'll be stranded out here alone, let's do our best to return back to Hyla Guard. You nod in agreement and leave the area. Linda, grade level 23, you are working on Healer. Get Healer to 5. Next level is going to be focused on Revive and not Caduceus. Eric, you are working on Climax. Gandra, you are working on Tornado and TP up are both maxed. Hooray! Very nice. So I think that means we can start working on Warcry now. So strength up to 1. Anna, you are working on Tech up. And that's it. Okay, good. Move up these stairs, and let's start exploring new territory. Now, the goal of the episode, as I said, no, I didn't say it, but anyways, the goal of the episode is this shortcut up here. That's the goal. We're going to see if we can get there. So, to do that, we're going to have to go around. You're going to have to go down those stairs, but of course, we have... No, never mind. The northern path leads to the locked door. Well, a locked door of one of many locked doors. So I'm just going to map it in advance because I'm not required to map this floor. So I'm just going to map it in advance. So essentially, all you need to know is that goes straight up for a long while, and then curves here, and I think goes on for 1 space before entering towards a locked door. Okay. Let's come down here. There's quite a few things we can do around here. Going to... Now, this is an FOE lives in this circle, but he's, of course, not going to be revealed to you just yet. So, In order to uncover his movement, go in a circle around this way. And also make sure you come back, otherwise you're not going to complete uncharted territory. So, let's come over here, and I believe there's an event over here. Now, my experience with this event is that it's going to be a triple griffin that gives a red root. But I don't remember if that's ever happened to me a different way, so we're going to go face them regardless. Oh, and freaking tort mail. It's just Viper over there, tornado down center, Evil Eye, and the fire shot over, or a snipe over there. That should deal with this just as good. Yeah, especially since tornado is especially strong. Getting lots of variations of the same scent. Oh, we'll just let Suicide kill it. Help conserve TP and so on and so forth. And that's it. Good. So now you head this way. Now this, as I said, this event is a triple griffin, I think. But we'll see anyway. While investigating the road's dead end, you smell a Malodorus, which is the second long word of this episode, stench in the air. You follow the order by searching through the grass where you find a monster's corpse. It seems to have died leaning against the tree roots with its legs splayed out. Could another explorer slain it? Perhaps you could salvage some raw materials, but you have to ignore the stench to search the corpse. You may simply want to leave. Search the body, yes. Blinking back tears against the awful stench, you take a careful look at the corpse, but it seems you weren't the only one attracted by the smell. A monster with taste for rotten flesh hangs around the trees above you, baring its fangs, which is triple griffins. This fight is not really worth getting into for a red root, but it is free experience points as far as I'm concerned. So Viper over there, tornado down center, snipe on right, and attacks down center. I think that should work. No, I don't know. No, I don't think that's enough damage. Oh, it is. Okay, good. Wow, my PDR team has a lot harder time against these enemies. Well, it doesn't have so much a harder time as much as it has some underpowered members. You defeat the Carrion, which is word number 3 is Carrion Eater. But you cannot stand the stench for another second. Grab whatever you can and leave the area before you lose the contents of your stomach, and you get a red root. And a pure quill from one of the griffins. Sure, why not? Alright, well, now that we've had enough of the English language, let us go over here and finish uncharted territory while we still can. So come over here, and the moment I turned right... No. Huh. Maybe... It's odd. When I was doing this with my other team, I got the quest finished by reaching this point. I think I'm going to have to... That's odd. Yeah, it just baffles me, because I completed the Uncharted Territory quest last time I came, when I was going in with my DS. But, didn't happen here, so... I guess my PDR team uncovered more spaces or something. So, come up here. This is a small loop. Once again, we're on the 9th floor, so don't pay too much mind to the map. This is a small loop, doesn't go anywhere, doesn't have any shortcuts attached to it, so it's like this. No FOEs attached to it either, so just paint it in. And continue northward. Then you're going to go through this small S-bend, and you're going to run, and in this intersection to the north is going to be an FOE. Very similar to the ones we've run into before, which will just chase us until it gets bored. Or you can hotshot it or use Racket. Racket and hotshot share the similarity that the enemy will become stuck at a certain place for a small amount of time. Like if I used Racket, it would be essentially the same as using a hotshot at the same time. Hotshot just stalls it there for for 7 turns, while Racket makes it approach that spot and then stall for slightly less turns. So it's either way you get stalling power out of the of those moves. So if you only have one or the other, that's fine. just note that you're gonna have to use rackets or luring in a different, or howling in a different fashion than you would hotshot and slumber. Double Griffin Tortnail set. Interesting. Well, we know that that works. Send an Evil Eye and send a Snipe. That should work. Oh, Tornado, you're so OP. Not really, Tornado's not OP. Because really, the Lunch Necks needed anything they could get. So, yeah, let's just finish this up. Defend. Well, you can attack because you have Bash, but everyone else just defend and suicide that thing. And we should be good. Very nice. In the end of this secret room, not only will this get the FOE off your case, but you get a freebie Amrita. I highly recommend stopping by in here for the freebie Amrita. Amritas are amongst the best items in the game. Well, I think, personally, are amongst the best items in the game, along with the X items, which heal the entire party, Summers, and Nectalls, but there's a lot of good items in EO2 that weren't put into EO3, so it's just crazy. I'm just used to Nectars being the best item. In this game, there's freaking Nectall 2, which is beasts, and Somas, which are also beasts, and this game has so many awesome items, and I don't know why they didn't transfer some of them over to EO3. It's a mystery to us all. Let's go over here and finish what I wanted to do for the day. Griffin, okay, kind of the same, but kind of not. This one's gonna require a little bit different strategy, but all in all, actually not too different. I mean, we're still spamming Tornado, Viper, and Snipe, so it feels the same. Bull Rush still hurts, and yeah, this set's pretty much over. Jason grew to level 23. Alright, well, in my other game, I'm using a more dedicated healer, so even though my team was taking more pain, I had like 150 TP worth of healing, so it just felt a lot better. So it allowed me to last this long, but this team seemed to have handled this route even more fairly well, so let's get this medic girl back home. We can't use a warp wire, because she doesn't have one, and we'd abandon her here, and we just simply can't have that. So let us go downstairs. Now, while I'm down here on the 8th floor, since I have spare TP, I'm going to be walking around until Uncharted Territory says, oh hey, I'm sorry, you actually did finish. There we go. Okay, thank goodness. Ah, crap, someone died. Another person died. Third person died. And oh, she didn't bring them back at all. We are in such bad shape. I hate doing that. I really do. I do hate using Amritas like this, but we must still have the sample. So I guess she meant to revive us when he got back, but I don't know. I thought she would revive us, or something like that, and she didn't. So it's like, what the hell? You said if anyone had fallen, that we'd lose all of our shit, but we didn't. So now I used, like, all of my Nectars and an Amrita so we could exit the floor. Because I can't leave without you. I probably should not have shortcutted through the pain tiles, but I probably should have tried to. There's many things I could have done better. Let's just say that. Magnetic field. I can return to Lagarde from here. I'll head back first. Let's meet up in the central city. And go. As you enter the central city, the assistant comes running towards you. Back, I was waiting for you. You took a long time. Were you doing something else? The assistant gives a weary smile and talks to you before returning to the hospital. The quest is complete. Report your success to the bar whenever you wish. Alright, well, we wasted the Amrita we got today in order to, survive. And we used, both of our nectar 1s and the nectar 2, and it's just buy these nectars back and sell everything else, and then we can just go ahead and try to call it an episode after we turn all these quests in. Got the flame whip and firewall. Okay, that's nice. Rock shards, fairy shard gives us access to a stain gauge. Took us so long just to get that. Pure quills gives us access to wing plates and oval lapis. Beast hide, steel beaks. Hold rock, armor hole, armor bone, red roots. Oh, I needed those for the quest. You know what? I'll just get them again, because quite frankly I probably need the money anyway. We need that tri-fruit for later. Fungus jet we're never gonna use, and that's it. Let's go over to the bar and turn stuff in. I thought if I had died that would immediately just, you know, shut me down. But it didn't, so it's meh, whatever. Back from the job, I heard not all of the guard corps made back alive. They told me someone died up there. I was worried about you a lot. Yeah, actually, a person did die. I was worried about you a lot. So this is the floors, how the floors are laid out. That's quite a maze. Well, you can count on me to deliver the map to the Grand Duchy. Here's your reward. Counting on you gives you 1,000 in, which is totally not worth it. And Specimen collection. Gives us Londonium. Whatever. Later, I heard the assistant is quite a fetching lass. Oh, you don't say. Were you on a date with her, strolling through her with the forest, you lucky skunks? Now, I wish I had taken that job instead, ha ha ha. All jokes aside, here's your reward, Cass, you poor pervert. Come back anytime, no problem. And I accidentally sold the shop stuff, but you know what, I can always get those again. So, hey there everyone, this is Lifehack. As always, I thank you for watching. I'm going to see you guys next time. Later.